Lumentum is the primary photonics tollbooth of the AI infrastructure boom. It doesn't manufacture data center GPUs or assemble full network switches, but it builds the indium phosphide lasers, electro-absorption modulated lasers, and optical circuit switches that allow massive AI clusters to move data without thermal breakdown. If a hyperscaler or transceiver vendor needs high-power two-hole G lasers or beam steering switches, they almost certainly buy them from Lumentum. This quarter, Lumentum delivered revenue of $1.06 billion, up 109% year-over-year, crossing its billion-dollar quarterly milestone ahead of internal schedules. Non-GAAP gross margin reached 50.4%, while GAAP gross margin printed at 47.4%. Non-GAAP operating margin expanded to 36.6%, driving non-GAAP earnings per share to $3.23, comfortably clearing consensus estimates of $2.97. Components revenue generated $649.4 million, up 103% year-over-year on insatiable demand for high-speed EML lasers. Systems revenue climbed to $356.9 million, up 123% year-over-year, powered by accelerating deployments of optical circuit switches. Management confirmed the company is still undershipping true market demand by 25 to 30%, despite its EML laser capacity being 100% locked under long-term supply agreements through calendar 2027. A headline GAAP net loss of $7.2 billion looks dramatic on the terminal, but it represents a non-cash accounting event. The line item reflects a $7.8 billion debt extinguishment charge required to equitize Lumentum's convertible debt. No cash left the business. The transaction wiped out substantial leverage and permanently cleaned up the balance sheet ahead of major capital expenditure additions. Strategic alignment with major AI ecosystem leaders reached a new tier via Nvidia's $2 billion converted-preferred investment, tied directly to a multi-year purchase commitment that begins ramping in fiscal 2027. Consequently, first quarter fiscal 2027 guidance came in far above street models, setting revenue between $1.225 and $1.275 billion, a roughly 24% sequential increase at the midpoint. First quarter non-GAAP operating margin is projected at 39.5 to 40.5%, with EPS of $4.05 to $4.35, while quarterly optical circuit switch revenue is guided to clear $100 million per quarter on a sustained basis. Analyst Q&A on the call zeroed in on how quickly Lumentum is running past its old financial models. JP Morgan analyst Joseph Cardoso pressed management on when near-packaged optics, external laser sources, and scale-up OCS would translate into an updated long-term target framework. Chief Executive Officer Michael Hurlston noted that high-power external laser sources for its primary co-packaged optics customer will ship in volume for scale-up in the second half of calendar 2027. While President Lumentum highlighted Lumentum's leverage in mid-power 150 to 200 milliwatt lasers designed to meet extreme thermal and space constraints of 6.4 TMPO optical engines. Valuation already prices in substantial execution, with the stocks trading near $820 up 640% in roughly 11.5 times next 12 months enterprise value to revenue compared to pure coherent at 8.4 times. Lumentum controls 50 to 60% market share in 200 GMLs, over 50% in MP lasers, and an effective monopoly in Google's optical circuit switches, though it captures only 6% of finished transceivers, compared to InnoLight's 27% and Coherent's 17%. Customer concentration remains high, with two clients accounting for 41 to 42% of total revenue. Longer term, institutional investors are monitoring structural risks, aggressive CapEx from Coherent, ultimate silicon photonics with CPO integration timelines, and raw material exposure to China, which controls 98% of global gallium and 55% of indium processing.